Almost everyone treats morning dry mouth the same way. A quick glass of water, maybe a joke about sleeping with your mouth open, and then it's forgotten by the time breakfast is over. Nobody thinks twice about it. But recent research is making something increasingly clear. For a significant number of people, that dry mouth isn't random. It's a signal. And in some cases, it's connected directly to your heart. And I spend my time going through cardiovascular and sleep research, so you don't have to.
Today, I'm walking you through 3 things your morning dry mouth could actually be telling you, backed by real studies, not guesswork. Stay with me until the end.
Because the second one connects directly to something that affects your heart specifically. And it's the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. Before we go further, one clarification. Occasional dry mouth after a night of alcohol, dry indoor air, or sleeping in a stuffy room isn't something to panic about. What we're talking about today is dry mouth that happens regularly, most mornings, as a consistent pattern. That pattern is worth paying attention to.
Reason 1. Sleep apnea. Here's a statistic that stood out to me when I went through the research. Studies have found that over 30% of people with obstructive sleep apnea experience morning dry mouth, compared to roughly 3% of people without it. That's not a small difference. That's a massive gap, and it points to a very specific mechanism. When the airway partially collapses during sleep, which is exactly what happens in obstructive sleep apnea, the body compensates by breathing through the mouth. Mouth breathing bypasses your nose's function. This means air receives no moisture, so saliva evaporates far faster than it normally would, leaving your mouth dry by morning. Here's why this matters specifically for your heart. Sleep apnea isn't just a sleep issue.
Repeated drops in oxygen throughout the night place real, measurable strain on your cardiovascular system, and research has consistently linked sleep apnea to higher rates of high blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and heart failure over time. Dry mouth alone isn't a diagnosis, but paired with loud snoring, gasping or choking sounds during sleep, morning headaches, or daytime fatigue despite a full night in bed, it's a pattern worth bringing to your doctor, specifically to ask about a sleep study. Reason 2, and this is the one that catches almost everyone off guard. Medication side effects. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, over 400 commonly prescribed medications list dry mouth as a documented side effect. This includes several categories of medications that are extremely common after 60, certain blood pressure medications, antihistamines, antidepressants, and diuretics among them. What makes this tricky is that most people never connect a new dry mouth pattern to a medication they may have started months or even years earlier. Because the side effect can be gradual and easy to dismiss as simply part of getting older. If your dry mouth started or worsened around the same time you began a new prescription, that's worth mentioning at your next appointment. I want to be very clear about something important here. Please never stop or adjust a prescribed medication on your own because of this. The right move is a specific conversation with your doctor or pharmacist about whether an alternative medication dosage adjustment might reduce the side effect while still managing your underlying condition. Now let's take a deeper look at this topic step by step and discuss everything you need to know in a simple and easy to understand way.
Reason 3, dehydration, and specifically the kind that's easy to miss in an aging body. As we age, the body's thirst signal becomes measurably less reliable, and research has found that a substantial percentage of older adults are dehydrated at any given time without realizing it. Overnight, without any fluid intake for 6 to 8 hours, mild dehydration that's already present during the day becomes more pronounced by morning, and dry mouth is often one of the first and most noticeable signs. This ties directly into something worth remembering: staying hydrated throughout the day. Not just when you feel thirsty, matters more as you get older, precisely because the thirst signal itself becomes less trustworthy with age. I want to pause on that gap for a moment, 30% compared to 3%, because it's easy to read past a statistic like that without absorbing what it actually means. It means that if you have obstructive sleep apnea, you are roughly 10 times more likely to wake up with a dry mouth than someone who doesn't. That's not a coincidence buried in a dataset somewhere. That's a strong enough signal that dry mouth alone, especially paired with other nighttime symptoms, deserves to be taken seriously rather than dismissed as a quirk of how you happen to sleep that night. I also want to mention a fourth contributing factor that doesn't fit neatly into the top 3, but comes up often enough to be worth knowing: mouth breathing habits unrelated to sleep apnea, chronic nasal congestion, allergies, or a deviated septum can lead someone to breathe through their mouth at night simply due to airway structure, independent of any sleep apnea diagnosis. If you've ruled out sleep apnea, medication side effects, and dehydration, and dry mouth still persists, it's worth mentioning nasal breathing specifically to your doctor or an ENT. Since a straightforward fix like treating chronic congestion or addressing structural airway issues can resolve the dryness on its own. It's also worth mentioning that dry mouth left unaddressed for a long period isn't just uncomfortable. It can lead to secondary problems that compound the original issue. Reduced saliva plays a genuine protective role in your mouth. It helps neutralize acid, wash away food particles, and limit bacterial growth. Chronic dry mouth has been linked to higher rates of cavities, gum irritation, and persistent bad breath, none of which are dangerous on their own, but all of which are avoidable once the underlying cause is identified and addressed. This is one more reason this symptom deserves more attention than it typically gets, rather than being treated as simply an unpleasant but harmless part of getting older. So here's what I actually want you to do with this information. First, if your morning dry mouth happens most days rather than occasionally, start paying attention to what comes with it. Snoring or gasping points toward sleep apnea. A recent medication change points toward a side effect worth discussing. General daytime symptoms like fatigue or dizziness point toward hydration. Second, bring this specific pattern to your doctor rather than mentioning it in passing. Saying, I wake up with dry mouth most mornings, and I've also noticed snoring and daytime fatigue. Give your doctor far more to work with than simply saying dry mouth feels worse lately. Third, if a sleep study or medication review comes up as a result, please follow through on it. These are exactly the kinds of things that get put off because they feel minor, when the underlying pattern behind them often isn't minor at all. I also want to mention a few practical things that can help in the meantime, regardless of the underlying cause. Running a humidifier in your bedroom adds moisture back into the air you're breathing overnight. Reducing alcohol and caffeine in the few hours before bed helps, since both act as mild diuretics and can worsen dryness. Sleeping on your side rather than flat on your back can reduce the airway collapse that leads to mouth breathing in the first place, particularly relevant if sleep apnea is a contributing factor. None of these replace an actual diagnosis if sleep apnea or a medication issue is at play, but they can meaningfully reduce the day-to-day discomfort while you sort out the underlying cause with your doctor. I think about how many small, everyday symptoms get dismissed as simply part of aging, when in reality, they're the body's way of surfacing something that would otherwise stay hidden until it became a much bigger problem. Dry mouth is about as minor and easy to ignore as a symptom gets, and that's exactly why it's worth a second look rather than an automatic dismissal. Now I want to hear from you. Does this describe your mornings? And if so, which of these 3 reasons do you think fits your situation best? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and your answer helps me know exactly what to cover in more depth next. If this video gave you something worth knowing, please share it with a parent, spouse, or friend who mentions dry mouth or snoring regularly. A conversation that starts this simply could lead to a diagnosis that genuinely changes how their heart and body function for years to come. I also want to mention something that connects this back to 2 topics worth knowing more about, because they're more related than most people realize. Sleep apnea and the early morning hours carry real cardiovascular risk on their own, well beyond just interrupted sleep. And separately, dehydration at a cellular level is far more common in older adults than most people assume, often without any obvious warning sign. Dry mouth sits right at the intersection of both of those issues, which is exactly why it deserves a full conversation rather than being treated as a minor footnote. And if you found this useful, subscribing helps. Every week, I try to connect the dots between symptoms that seem small and the research that shows why they're actually worth paying attention to.